Chapter 21: The All-Female Kingdom. Sanzang's Unexpected Marriage Proposal. As the sun rose on another day, the journey of the Tang priest and his disciples continued. Their path led them through a landscape that was as diverse as the stories they carried within them. The mountains of Jindo loomed in the distance, their peaks lost in the clouds as if they were the very pillars of heaven. The forests were alive with the chatter of monkeys and the rustle of the wind through the leaves. Rivers flowed with a purity that seemed to cleanse the soul, and the fields were a patchwork of green and gold, stretching out to the horizon. One day, as they walked along, a call rang out that stopped them in their tracks. "Holy Tang priest, have a vegetarian meal," it cried, a voice that was as unexpected as it was mysterious. The source of the call was unknown, and the disciples exchanged glances, their curiosity piqued. As they continued, they were met by the mountain god and local deity of Mount Jindo, who bore a bowl of purple gold. The rice was begged by the great sage monkey from a pious household, they explained, their words a balm to the Tang priest's weary heart. The meal was a testament to the great sage's resourcefulness and the kindness of strangers. But the road ahead held a challenge that was as unexpected as it was perilous. As they crossed a river, the Tang priest and pig found themselves in the grip of a strange malady. Their stomachs ached and their bellies swelled, a painful reminder that not all was as it seemed in this world. The cause of their ailment was soon revealed by an old woman, her voice a mix of amusement and wisdom. "This is the womanland of Western Liang," she explained, her words a revelation that was as shocking as it was sobering. After drinking the water of the Motherhood River, they were pregnant. The news was as alarming as it was absurd. The Tang priest, a man of faith and reason, was pregnant, and Pig, the gluttonous oaf, was to become a father? The world had turned upside down, and the disciples were at a loss. The old woman, with a chuckle that held a hint of sympathy, revealed the cure to their condition. "There is a miscarriage spring and child-free cave in Mount Offspring Dissolved," she said. "Drink its water, and the pregnancy shall end." The great sage monkey, ever the hero, set off on a new quest. His journey took him to the hermitage of immortals, where he met the Azul Immortal, a Taoist master who was as stubborn as he was powerful. Their battle was a clash of wills, a storm of iron and magic that shook the very foundations of the mountain. But the great sage was not to be defeated. With a cunning plan and the help of Friar Sand, they managed to outwit the Taoist and secure the water from the miscarriage spring. The journey back was filled with anticipation and hope, the weight of their mission as heavy as the bucket of water they carried. The relief that came with the water was as instantaneous as it was profound. The Tang priest and pig drank the water, and within moments, the pain subsided. Their bellies returned to their normal size, and the threat of an unwanted pregnancy was dissolved. The old woman, with a smile that held a hint of satisfaction, prepared a meal for the travelers. The rice porridge was a simple dish, but it was a feast for the soul, a reminder of the kindness that could be found even in the most unexpected of places. One fateful morning, after bidding their thanks to an old woman and her family who had sheltered them, the group continued their westward journey. Sanzang, mounted on a horse, and his disciples, each carrying their burdens, entered the realm of Western Liang. This was a land unlike any they had seen before, for it was a place inhabited solely by women. As they approached the city, the marketplace was abuzz with activity, and the sight of the 4 male travelers caused quite a stir. The women, adorned in skirts and jackets, their faces powdered and hair oiled, were overjoyed at the arrival of men, a rare occurrence in their land. The commotion was too much for Sanzang, who reined in his horse, unsure of how to proceed. It was then that Pig, in a panic, declared himself a gelded pig, causing laughter and confusion among the onlookers. Wukong, ever the clever one, urged Pig to show his true face, and with a few shakes of his head and a fearsome roar, the women were frightened into silence. As the group made their way through the city, they marveled at the well-built structures and bustling commerce. The streets were lined with grocers, tea houses, and multi-storied shops, a testament to the prosperity of this female-dominated society. However, their progress was halted by a female official who informed them that they could not enter the city without permission. She directed them to the male-welcoming post station, where they were to register their names and await the queen's approval. At the post station, they were greeted with hospitality and tea, a sign of the respect they were accorded as visitors from a distant land. The official, upon learning of their mission to the Western Heaven, was filled with awe and promptly went to the queen to report their arrival. The queen, upon hearing the news, was overjoyed. She had dreamed of a golden screen and a jade mirror the night before, signs she believed foretold the arrival of these holy men. In her heart, she saw the younger brother of the Tang Emperor as a divine gift, a chance to bring balance to her all-female kingdom. She decided to offer him the throne and become his queen, hoping to produce heirs and continue the royal lineage. The queen's officials, though initially skeptical, were soon convinced of her plan's merit. They agreed to send the disciples on their way with gifts and to keep only the emperor's brother. The post station superintendent and the royal tutor were tasked with securing the emperor's brother's consent and preparing for the grand occasion. As Sanzang and his disciples enjoyed a vegetarian meal at the post station, the queen's tutor and the superintendent arrived with the news of the queen's proposal. The monk was taken aback, unsure of how to respond to the unexpected marriage proposal. Wukong, ever the schemer, advised Sanzang to accept, assuring him that he would find a way to handle the situation. The queen, delighted with the apparent acceptance, prepared a grand banquet and a royal carriage to welcome her future husband. The carriage, adorned with dragons and phoenixes, was a sight to behold, a symbol of the queen's wealth and power. The city was aflutter with excitement, as the people of Western Liang had never before seen a man, let alone one who was to become their king. The queen, radiant and beautiful, descended from her carriage and invited Sanzang to join her. Despite his reservations, the monk found himself unable to resist the queen's charm and grace. They shared a meal together, a mix of vegetarian and meat dishes, as the queen attempted to understand the ways of these holy men. Sanzang, ever the diplomat, explained the origins of his disciples and their commitment to the Buddhist faith. As the banquet came to an end, Sanzang requested the return of their travel documents, eager to continue his mission. The queen, however, insisted on fulfilling the marriage ceremony the following day. It was then that Wukong revealed his plan to Sanzang: to use the queen's infatuation to their advantage and escape the land of Western Liang without causing harm to its people. The next day, the queen and Sanzang sat upon the throne, the monk pretending to be enthralled with the prospect of marriage while secretly plotting their escape. The queen, unaware of the deception, was filled with joy and anticipation. She even added the names of Wukong, Wuning, and Wujing to their travel documents, a gesture of goodwill and acceptance. As the sun began to set, Sanzang asked the queen to escort his disciples out of the city. The queen, believing that her future husband would return to her, obliged. However, as they reached the city gates, Sanzang made his move. He bid farewell to the queen, declaring his intention to fetch the scriptures and return to her once his duty was fulfilled. The queen, shocked and heartbroken, clung to Sanzang, unable to accept the betrayal. But it was too late. The monk was resolute in his mission. In the midst of this turmoil, a whirlwind suddenly arose and a mysterious woman appeared, claiming to be the Tang priest's destined lover. The queen, her soul shattered by the turn of events, fainted in her carriage, while the disciples were left in a state of shock and confusion. Friar Sand, ever the protector, pulled Sanzang away from the chaos and helped him mount his horse. But their respite was short-lived, as the woman conjured another whirlwind, this time capturing the Tang priest and vanishing into the sky without a trace. Wukong, with his keen eyesight, spotted the direction of the gray dust cloud and called upon his brothers to mount their clouds and pursue the whirlwind. The queen and her subjects, left trembling in the dust, could only watch as the disciples disappeared into the heavens. The chase led the disciples to a high mountain, where the dust settled and the wind fell silent. There, they discovered a gleaming rock shaped like a screen, behind which lay a pair of stone doors. The words, "Deadly Foe Mountain Peepa Cave," were inscribed above the doors, hinting at the danger that lay ahead. Pig, in his haste, was about to break down the doors with his rake, but Wukong stopped him, cautioning that they should first scout the area. Wukong, with his magical abilities, transformed himself into a bee and squeezed through the crack between the doors. Inside, he found a female monster, known as the She-Devil, seated in a flower pavilion with her serving girls. The She-Devil, delighted by her captive, offered Sanzang a choice of food, one dish containing human flesh and the other sweet bean paste-filled steamed rolls. Sanzang, ever the devout monk, chose the vegetarian option, much to the She-Devil's amusement. She questioned his decision, reminding him of his previous indulgences, to which Sanzang replied with a metaphor: "When the river is high, I'm carried away. When bogged down, I have to slow down." Wukong, perched unseen in the lattice, grew concerned as the She-Devil's sweet talk threatened to sway his master's resolve. Unable to bear it any longer, he revealed himself and confronted the She-Devil, who retaliated with a burst of smoke and a fierce battle. The fight raged on, with the She-Devil's trident meeting Wukong's cudgel and Pig's rake in a clash of sparks and fury. But the She-Devil was a formidable foe, and with a jab from her tail's sting, Wukong was forced to retreat, his head pounding in pain. As the sun set and the moon rose, the disciples regrouped, nursing their wounds and worrying for their master's safety. Wukong, his head still throbbing, recounted his observations of the She-Devil's lair and the state of their captive master. They decided to rest and strategize for the morrow, vowing to rescue Sanzang and continue their sacred quest. The She-Devil, for her part, was not ready to give up on her desire for a husband. She prepared the bridal chamber and attempted to seduce Sanzang once more. But the monk's spirit remained unbroken, his focus on his spiritual journey unwavering. He resisted her advances, and when she grew frustrated and had him tied up, he remained steadfast, his mind fixed on meditation. As dawn broke, Wukong and Pig, with renewed determination, sought the help of a wise old woman who appeared at the foot of the mountain. To their surprise, she revealed herself to be the Bodhisattva Guanyin, who advised them to seek the aid of the star officer of the Pleiades, the only one capable of subduing the She-Devil. With hope renewed, Wukong journeyed to the heavens and found the star officer, who agreed to help upon hearing of Guanyin's recommendation. Together, they returned to the mountain, where the She-Devil was waiting, her trident at the ready. The star officer, transforming into his true form as a giant rooster, let out a mighty crow that revealed the She-Devil's true nature as a scorpion spirit. With a second crow, the monster crumbled to dust, her wickedness vanquished. Pig, with a mighty swing of his rake, turned the remains of the She-Devil into pulp, ensuring that her horse-killer poison would harm no one again. The star officer, his task complete, ascended back to the heavens, leaving the disciples to express their gratitude and relief. They entered the cave, where they found the kidnapped women from Western Liang, who had been held captive by the She-Devil. With the monster defeated, the women were freed and guided back to their homes. The disciples burned down the remnants of the lair, a symbol of their victory over the forces of evil. With their master safely rescued, the disciples continued their journey westward, their hearts filled with determination and their spirits unshaken by the trials they had faced. They knew that the road ahead was long and fraught with danger, but they were prepared to face whatever challenges came their way, for they were on a quest for enlightenment, and nothing would deter them from their sacred mission. If you want to know what happened afterwards, listen to the explanation in the next installment.